The Cagayan battles were a series of encounters fought between the Spanish Empire and the Wokou Japanese pirates in 1582. Japan was in the Sengoku period during this time and was very fractured, and the Portuguese traded firearms to various Japanese and Chinese groups in East Asia. The Portuguese had fought against various samurai clans during this period. However, the Portuguese were not the only ones who were interested in East Asia during the time, as the Spanish were on a high of their conquests of Latin America. In 1573, the Japanese were exchanging gold for silver from the Philippines, which had been under Spanish control. Trade occurred in the Cagayan Valley, but in 1580, Wokou pirates began to raid and force the indigenous population into submission. As a response, Governor-General of the Philippines Gonzalo Ronquillo commissioned Juan Pablo de Cagayan, Hidalgo, and Captain Pedro Lucas of the Spanish Navy to deal with the pirates in a message to King Philip II in June of 1582, which stated that all the Wokou artillery, armor, and guns were supplied from Portugal, which, this word Portuguese made the Spanish just go into a fury. The Wokou were raiders who had previously raided the Chinese coast in the Jianjin raids from the 1540s until 1567. They were not just Japanese, but made up of pirates from all over East Asia. However, many of them were Japanese ronin or masterless samurai. Tai Zufu, the Japanese Wokou pirate lord, awesome name, mustered a fleet to attack the Philippines on the northern coast of Luzon. Their strength was 1 junk and 18 sampans, crewed by a total of less than 1,000 pirates. The Wokou were armed with muskets which had been provided to them by the Portuguese. The Spanish forces included a galleon, 1 light ship, 5 small vessels, and an unknown number of allied Filipino ships. The small fleet's manpower was 20 sailors, 60 soldiers, and an unknown number of indigenous allied personnel. Although the Spanish forces were greatly outnumbered by the Wokou, they held the advantage in the battle as they were more experienced with firearms and had better quality of equipment and armaments. But, we got samurai pirates fighting against conquistadors in the Philippines in 1582. This really feels like a Tarantino movie. How awesome is that? In the start of the battle, the galleon opened fire on the pirate fleet, with cannons splitting the main mast of the junk. As the Spanish came closer, they were met by pirate gunfire and grappling hooks as pirates boarded the Spanish ship. The Wokou tore through the Spanish until the Spanish retreated further back into their ship and opened fire with stiff resistance. The pirates would be slaughtered and retreated back to their own ship following a brutal melee combat. The Wokou had decided to negotiate a surrender, and Cagayan ordered them to leave Luzon, but the pirates asked for gold in compensation for the losses they would suffer if they stopped raiding, which was denied outright by Cagayan because, well, why would you want to pay pirates that you just beat senseless in a naval battle? After this, the Wokou decided to attack by land with a force of 600 pirates strong. Spanish trenches were defended by sailors and soldiers who endured 2 initial assaults. The Spanish ran low on gunpowder by the 3rd attack, which became close-quarters combat that almost breached the trenches. Finally, the Wokou assaults diminished, and the Spanish emerged from the trenches and attacked in a counterattack, routing the remaining Wokou pirates. Afterwards, the pirates decided to abandon the Philippines due to the fierceness of the Cagayan battles. Wokou activity in the region declined as they maintained the impression that if they attacked the Spanish colony, then the viceroy would just request more troops. In the end, the Wokou had suffered an estimate of several hundred casualties compared to the 10 to 20 Spanish casualties, with an unknown number of Filipino casualties during the battles. Did you know about the 1582 Cagayan battles before this video? Are there any other military history events in East Asia that you would like for me to cover? Feel free to leave suggestions in the comments below, and thank you for watching.